Previously from the Hood Blogger.
Well, I mean, look. There's things about it that I look at the whole scope of thing. You know, has done great, amazing things. Has made a lot of people and gave a lot of great opportunity to a lot of black people, a lot of people of this right here in our
Mhm.
struggle. But flip side is the things, when you have influence and money, it's all about what you do with it.
This a SV Twiz exclusive.
Yo, this SV Twiz, the Hood Blogger, man. Y'all know how I carry it, man. Today we have a legend in the building, man. It's an honor and a privilege, man, to have Sparks in the building. Y'all salute. What's up, Sparks? What's going on with you?
Hey, shit, Twiz, how you feeling, bro?
Oh, man, I can't complain. Just staying out the way, man. Trying to push. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get to it, man. That's all.
As you should.
Yeah, man. So I just want to get straight into it, Sparks. So, like, growing up down the bottom and everything, like, did you want to be a rapper as you got older, or did that just come down the line?
Well, it was just a way of venting. They laughed at me in the beginning. I was trying to, I did the same thing. Everybody tried to give us a pistol in the pack. So, we got caught up in situations like that. But, it was always somebody, we got the good and the bad and the ugly, but there's always somebody in your ear trying to tell you to do something else positive. So I didn't take it too serious until I actually got a studio with ICH with Hitman, and then I had like a facility I could just go to on a day-to-day. So I had to, I made choices. I had to make choices like this if I want to do this or something else. So I went hard with the rap thing, and after a while, we was doing street battles and stuff like that. But no, I never looked. When they asked me what I wanted to be when I was growing up, I didn't think I was going to be a rapper.
Okay, so take us to the day when you signed to Rockefeller. How did that play out, and how did you feel after everything paved out?
Oh man, well, I felt good because most of us ain't supposed to make it. I felt we were supposed to die at 15, and we wasn't never going to amount to nothing, and things of that nature. So I believed in me, and when it happened, it took a minute for it to sink in, but it changed lives. I was able to pay bills and pay pay my bills up and all the child support. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, here go your money now. I ain't got to be running from nobody. So you was transitioning from a slave to a man. You dig me?
Facts. I think one thing that get left out is the things that y'all all did individually for the community. For instance, just to think about that time frame of when y'all was on, it's like the city was lit. We talking about Bernard Hopkins, AI on the Sixers.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't get a Super Bowl, the Eagles was lit too. You know what I mean, with McNabb and them.
For sure.
So I gotta tell you this story, man. 2004, 2005, I was in Glen Mills. And I don't know if you remember these two young brothers, man, but one of their names was Lamar Bembry. He from out west. You mean, I'm saying, may Allah make his grave spacious. He's not here no more. But it was another guy named Frank Brown from the bottom. He in my age group. They also call him Frank Nitty, like dark skin. He a boxer, and they basically was coming off a home. We had home passes and stuff at Glen Mills, bro. They was coming back, and they was like, damn, Sparks was giving us all this state prop gear. Like I'm talking about, they had exclusive stuff we couldn't get in the stores. I'm like, damn. So you was really showing love. Can you let the people know about I'm saying that you was like the things that you was doing at that time of state property? Yo, this SV Twiz, the Hood Blogger, man. If y'all like what I do, make sure y'all hit the sub button and hit that like button. But most importantly, follow me on Instagram, man, at the Hood Blogger _. If y'all got any like freestyles y'all want to send me, I throw them on the intro of the video. And if you got like a small business or something and you want to network and you want to sponsor the channel, man, just reach out to me, follow me on the gram, send me a DM, and we straight at it, man. It's enough for all of us to eat out here. But let's get back to the content.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the things that was just in me. You want to give back. We was raised in a big family, you know what I mean, in the household. All of us. We had communities where in our communities we had drug use. A lot of that alcohol abuse and stuff like that. So we learned to stick together. So I just applied how I was raised and how we took care of each other when I got on too. I just followed who I was. I stayed true to myself. and I just gave back. And what was I gonna do with all them clothes? Most of the clothes I couldn't fit, so I was just like, give it away. I was giving back.
Yeah, that's love, man. That really meant a lot to our generation growing up. Not only did we know that y'all got on, but we was able to see y'all cutting through the city. You know what I mean? That really played the major impact, and I feel like y'all motivated and birthed even the whole DVD era, because people saw y'all doing that. You know what I'm saying? From where y'all come from, y'all motivated a lot of the young rappers.
Yeah.
Could you tell the people like any experiences that you had, maybe with like some of the up and coming DVD artists at that time?
Yeah. I mean, we had a lot. Philadelphia got a lot of heavy spitters, man. Like we was in camps with Rated Raw, Off the Hook. It was ICH. It was major figures running around at the time. You had who else was out just popping on the $3? All them guys was out here. Creed Forge. It was a million artists that because remember Big Star all had DVD era on Smash.
Yeah.
We Run the Streets. I think We Run the Streets had the North Side on Smash. So it was like that was like the gateway for the city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those DVD days, they was like that helped that was our industry on the comm, because for hip hop, and it was a lot of spitters. You had the Black House. Everybody used to come through right there on the back of Marion Avenue, and everybody come through them joints. And it was just one of them things, man. But back then, you really had to be a spitter. If you wasn't raw, bro, they would eat you alive.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I gotta ask you. So at the time when y'all shot State Property movie, did y'all go to acting school or something for like a short period of time before y'all shot it, or did y'all just shoot it?
No, not the first one. The second one, I had to take it serious because they were saying, rappers, they was trying to say we was kicking the doors in without really honing our craft. So I took acting classes after the first one.
I gotta say,
shout out to Tracy Moore. She's from Brooklyn, awesome acting coach. She trained a lot of people.
I feel like you was the best actor from State Property in
Thanks to
real rap, especially like part one. That was a good job. And Beans was right. I'll give it to Beans. Beans was right under you on that. But on State Prop, when Beans was locked up, and you like, man, what? Waiting on Beans, you know what I'm saying? That people just felt that, like, you know what I mean? It's like he was a natural for that, bro.
Yeah, you know what? That group, no matter what happened, no matter where we at right now, because it's still all love. It was a lot of steel sharpening steel, man, and that's why I'm not stopping right now, and I'm getting my relationships and communicating with people more, because that was a situation that it was stopped abruptly, but when you miss history, got a gap in it, and when you do that, it's something you got to mend. You know what I'm saying? You ever something broken, you got to mend that thing back together, because it's affecting the whole world. You see what I'm saying? So with things like that group, I learned a lot and I got a lot out of it. You know what I'm saying? To this day, but some awesome artists that came out of that group, and some hell of and like you said, we had some acting things going on too. So we was blessed to have that in the camp. And like you said, man, that acting thing something else. And I'm looking forward to doing more movies and writing scripts. And actually, I just finished one. Shout out to the kid Dillard for the instrumental with me. And we just finished Accomplice. It's going down. So check me out on films. I'm definitely gonna be doing more movies.
That's fire. So y'all hear that, man? We got to keep our eyes open, man. I gotta ask you next. Give us like one of the biggest moments you had during the Rockefeller wave, where it just hit you like, damn, I'm here. Whether it was a studio session and it might have been certain rappers that you looked up to, and you like, I'm here rubbing shoulders with them.
Yeah, man. You know what? When you doing NBC and ABC and BET and the VMA Award, you meeting it was a whole lot. It was mind blowing, and then you still had to focus at the same time. But we was around everything. So that's one of them lives, man. Now I see why people say I can't live in certain conditions no more, because once you come from a certain situation, man, it's hard trying to get back in the groove of other things. Like us, we make it look normal because we come from abnormal situations and make those normal. But man, that lifestyle is something else, because you meeting the elite, you meeting the top of the line people out here doing stuff, and they in the world for real, and they doing their thing. And that right there, man, just when we came to Philly, when we did Chrome and Wackovias and all these places, all these big arenas, and they was rocking, they still rock to this day. Those kind of moments, man, amazing. What's up, people? It's your boy Emilio Sparks, and I want y'all to go check out my clothesline, Beckman. Being creative kept me alive. You already know. I want to shout out to the hood bloggers. Cheers. Talk with you.
Yeah, that's heavy. If you could give us 2 artists that you always wanted to work with but never had a chance to work with, who would those 2 artists be?
Oh, wow. I would have to say Andre 3000. I definitely would have worked. I'd have worked with Prince for real. You know, I'd have definitely worked with Prince. You mean art rapper?
Yeah, it don't matter if it's like a rapper, R&B. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I got the chance to work with Whole Fam. Who else? Back in them days, we come from the Scarface era, so you know how to rock with the OGs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most of the OGs from back then, it was Pac, Big, and them all was around. But Ho was my man. I rock with them more, you know. But I'd definitely love to work with them kind of guys. Scarface, and all them guys.
What was the typical studio session? I'm talking about Rockefeller, State Prop, all in the studio together. Like, how was those sessions? Was y'all like sitting down, pen and pad in it? Was Jay-Z like over y'all shoulder? Like, come on, man, we got to get this done.
Nah, he coming in his court, his pocket. He be in his pocket, we be in our pocket. We from Philly, so we coming late. We in the studio. We get there at a certain hour, and we there all night. You know what I'm saying? And then they put it this way. They'll cover the daytime most of the time. If not, they'll do some night sessions. But for the most part, we was in there from the night to the morning. But definitely when we in there, we working magic. Especially me, I was falling asleep in that place. I wasn't going nowhere. So that's why you see my name on the back of my albums a lot. But definitely be in that joint. And when we get in there, we work magic. That's how we got all these good records that we got out. Tales of a Hustler, the Give It To Me when Jay and them in there. All them joints. The State Property 1 album, the State Property 2 album, the Freeway album, the Young Guns album. You know, even Man O had some records done, you know. So it's a lot of records that got done just because we was in there working and grinding.
Yeah, that's heavy, man. That's definitely heavy. I gotta ask you next. Like, you know, during this time, could you let us know how it was when your experience of Kanye West coming to Rockefeller?
Oh yeah, and Kanye, I definitely would have. I would have loved to work with Kanye too, because he was a genius. But Kanye, you know, when he came in, he was a quiet kid at the time, you know. And from when I was around him, but he made some great beats. I think I used to always ask Kanye, where the beats? I never got a chance to get a beat from him. And the beat that we did record to, they never released it, so I know it's in a vault somewhere. But he was not just a production. He can actually rap. He talk a little. He just different. You know, he didn't come from the cloth of grittiness. You know, mom in the household and all that, college dropout. But he was he was the shit on the con.
Yeah, that shout out to Ye, man.
Yep.
I gotta ask you next. You know, Beans pretty much just, you know, he came back out. I'm not gonna say came back out, but he just dropped a track with D Jones and them, and he used AI on his voice. And you know, his voice is like it sounds like the old Beans. Like, what's your thoughts about that? If you even heard the track yet?
No, I heard it. I mean, you know, I guess for him to hear himself with the AI, today's technology, to hear himself again because he suffered a lost lung. I guess it was amazing for him to hear himself again. And I'm quite sure old fans fans that of his wanted to hear him, and you know, when he was at his peak. And it's cool, but I was rocking with him even without the joint, because at the end of the day he was still showing like, I'm still going hard. But it sound good to hear him. It was cool to hear him that way.
I agree with you. I had like the raspy Beans voice too, because you know most people, the average person, wouldn't be able to do it, but he made it make sense.
Yeah, because he overcame it, and then he still went at it. Most would have just said, "Man, I don't know, I gave up." He stayed sturdy on that. So
yeah, that's a fact. So Sparks, I know you got situations going on as far as like, I believe wasn't you supposed to be like setting up like a label or something like that as far as with artists, or was that just like the movie contracts that you was trying to set up?
well, I was helping the artists would get connected, registered to the movie thing. Of course, I'm back in the studio. I'm working on records. Of course, you want to keep the catalog fresh. So I'm sitting in talks with people to put some more music out. But I definitely, if I do more business, I would definitely have the artists under something like an umbrella where we can sign them up and have some like, you know, when we be up and close and personal with them and work with them and develop them ourselves instead of just dropping records with everybody and they disappear and it probably don't go as far as we could if we to give them that proper push. But right now, that was just the film situation I had because I was going to push the film festival, so I had to push that back a year because of the learn the business and the nature of everything before I get into it. So I had to learn and do my homework on everything. So we pushed it back. I was pushing that with Dr. Wilson from the Fathership Foundation. But that's what you saw. You just saw me trying to get the actors registered. And then shout out to the ones that did get registered because now, you know, people getting jobs and stuff like that coming out of it. So it's a great thing.
Yeah, that's love, man. Like, how difficult is it shifting from, you know, like being an artist and, you know, coming from the streets to pretty much doing that, what you're doing right now, as far as, you know, jumping to the top of the totem pole and trying to help other people out?
Well, shucks, man. You know, we gotta get back. We say we know where we come from, and once we evolve and transition, your mindset change. You know, we come from a mentality. So we come from a mentality of, you know, just this animal mentality. And at the end of the day, after a while, when you grow, you be like, hey, man, you know, we got influence too. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, once you got influence, it comes with great responsibility, and that's what you got to be mindful of. I'm just glad I didn't draw too much out there. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't put too much jacked up stuff in the universe. So, but I wasn't perfect. So of course I wanted to get back. That's why I do my foundations. I do that, and I help the kids from 14 to 18 because I was them. I tell them on the records, I can't be speaking and I ain't walking the walk. So I used to be you. So why not, you know, see if I could change some lives. Have that conversation, change some lives.
So what are you looking for in an artist? Let's just say an up and coming artist, or maybe an artist that been, you know, in the game for, let's say 5-6 years. What are you looking for in that artist to join your movement as far as, you know, getting in the film?
Mm-hmm. Well, the film I'm looking for, man. I'm looking for him to dig deep. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you lose yourself in the craft. So like when I was doing movie roles, there's a lot of them roles people thought I was reading off the script. Sometimes it was just me. You know what I'm saying? You got to tap into them emotions, and once they get that, as far as movies and stuff like that. And if you talk about music, I don't just want artists. I want entertainers. I want them. I want to see something different because you know we get it. We get an era or something, and then it be that. But we come from some great stuff too. Where you come from the Michael Jacksons and even who else was out there outside of pop culture that was just gave a hell of a stage performance that was out in the music business. I ain't see too many of that. So like outside of who was just out there was incredible. I think it's just in R&B. So you see people like in the R&B field, but I would like to see more of that in the rap music. Like what you doing, you put theater to the stage. Let's get busy. So I'm looking for entertainment. Yeah, I'm looking for entertainers.
Facts. So, you know, all the up and coming rappers, man, make sure y'all tap in with Sparks, but you know, make sure y'all striving for it, man. It already been like a bar that been set. So I gotta ask you next, like, you know, throughout that time of the Rockefeller days, and I'm not going to dwell on the Rock days too much because you got a lot of other things going on, but I just gotta ask you, what was one of them times where you was fanned out? Because you know, you spoke about like Michael Jackson and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you know it was somebody like, damn, I can't believe that's one of those moments.
You know what's funny to it? We met Mike. Mike was at Summer Jam with us. Remember the year that we was going through with Mobb Deep and them?
I remember.
Mike was there. So I, you know, we from Philly too, so we don't be drawn. We wasn't drawn. But I was like, it's Mike. You know what I'm saying? So them times it was Serena. I think I got like that around Serena Williams. When I seen her, we was on a video shoot. Do my ladies run it? And I saw Serena, and I was just like, oh wow. But yeah, man, there ain't too many people that had me starstruck, but those guys, they were serious that I met. You know.
I gotta ask you this, Sparks, about the Michael Jackson story. I forgot who I heard say this right here, but I heard that when Michael Jackson came out, they made everybody turn around and face the wall because he ain't want nobody to look at him.
I didn't know that. I didn't see that part. I know he came through the crowd. Hey, Twins, this what I saw. I know he came through the crowd, right? And he poured through the crowd, and everybody was there because I know it's some video out there. You see Dame and all the guys going crazy when he came out. Mike threw the deuces to him, say deuces had the whole crowd going crazy. But I didn't see nobody turn around do all the other stuff. But Mike, Mike been an icon for us. I'm talking about for generations, for years. So to see Mike, man, it was just like. I did that. That was like, even though they try to stop me today, that was amazing accomplishment because I remember entertaining the Mike. Mike was one of them guys that you looked up to, like, yo, that's entertaining, man.
Mike, like he might be the only artist, excuse me if I'm wrong, but from a childhood being such a big star as he was with the Jackson 5, and then revamping himself as an adult, and it's like he reached even a whole higher element, bro. Like, his funeral was one of the craziest Jones, bro. You know what I mean?
To reach them levels, Twiz, that's a whole nother level, Twiz. That's something right now my mind couldn't wrap around. That's a whole nother level. That's something that, like you said, you got to start at 5 and end that to the day he died and keep working and had the right people and doing the right business because that man was at a whole nother level.
Yeah, that's heavy, man. Do you feel like a lot of concerts and stuff? All right, I'm a narrow it down to Philly. Do you feel like, as far as like Philly artists, that like during the show or a concert that we lack entertainment, like entertainment on the stage? Like people be so cool nowadays.
But Twiz, that's why I come in. You see the concerts, I ain't playing. You take me. We're gonna get energy. We can't be sitting there, man. Because I remember when I was young and we used to come to the house parties, right? And all the guys would sit on the wall and they be looking stubborn and all that kind of stuff. The girls are uncomfortable, right? So they kind of uncomfortable and stuff. Be like, hey man, so here I come. I got some new moves I'm trying to perform. I'm trying to do. And we get the party popping, and it's pandemonium. So that's what I'm saying. When you're on stage, I like to see the energy, and so you interacting with the crowd and kind of stuff like that. That's when I'm out showcasing and I'm looking at and I'm scouting. I'm like I'm judging them off how they perform, how they deliver, what they talking about, how they execute, and they move or they whole set. So definitely, that's why when I'm on the stage, I'm just trying to have the crowd enjoy themselves. You know what I mean? It's called entertainment. That's entertainment.
Yeah, that's heavy. So, like at the time of your generation, it was like y'all was doing everything from the trunk. It wasn't no internet. It was like word of mouth. Do you feel like, it's easier to really get on now, or was it easier to get on then?
Well, we didn't have this then, so we had to really work hard, And then if you did seize moments, they was moments. You know what I'm saying? Today it's kind of simple. You just get on the phone now and just go right at it and get the views up. But I know the money's different. But at the end of the day, I think it's a little simpler now because you can cut everybody else out. But I remember the work ethic. I used to like the work ethic. It made me feel like I had to work for it. You know what I'm saying?
Also, I feel as though like now it's a lot more wide open, but at the same time, everybody, they not really getting those big deals like it was back then. You know what I mean? You could have a flow on the gram, but if your business not right, you might, everybody in the world might know you, but it don't mean you're munching. You know what I mean?
No. I totally get it. I totally get it, man. It's a new thing. It's a new day. People that know how to work this internet, they make a killing. Folks that just a lot of influencers doing it now. I know they getting their pages and stuff like that, but you definitely want to know the business behind it because if you do gut all that kind of stuff out, it does tamper with the kind of money you can go and get. So people got to be mindful of what they're doing too sometimes. But like I said, I come from a different era, so I'm moving accordingly.
Yeah, that's a fact. And also, like, what's your thoughts on like artists that's getting paid now as far as streams? Because I heard like a lot of the OGs was saying that artists, it's like real hard to really get money off of the streams because you get such a small percentage.
Yeah. Well, they you come from a day where Timberlake can get 200,000 a beat, Drake can get 250,000 a beat. The artists, when you sit at the label, we can do $1 million. We can do a couple million. Your deals could be 20 million, and you can make money. And everybody talking about this, that, third. But today, with the internet, they saying you get 4,000 off a million streams and all that kind of stuff. So it does put a damper in the bag. It put a little, a dent in the pay. Yeah, like I said, I like it. With this day, I'm gonna print more CDs up and sell them yourself.
Yeah, that's a fact. I gotta ask you, man. Like what's your thoughts on, like as far as like the controversy that's going on with like Dame Dash and stuff, where he was dealing with the lawsuits and everything, but it's like he filed bankruptcy and now he back talking heavy. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, them guys, they know that he knows business just like everybody else. So he gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? It's like all them guys was businessmen when we got there, and they knew some things before we knew them. And then, like I said, we learning, we know it. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, a lot of that stuff that was going on, it affected a lot of other relationships, and everybody had to patch them up and get them together because of them kind of situations. But I seen it. But that's just finances. As I said, he said it was an accountant or something. So you got to keep your eyes on the prize.
It's messed up how accountants can get away with that. I agree, because a lot of celebrities they go through it. You know what I mean? Where they counting on the accountant and the accountant not doing their thing. Like
Right.
they said, there should be some type of situation where you could at least sue them if you proven that this was your accountant and he didn't pay it. Like it's messed up, man.
Yeah, that's a nasty pill to swallow, because watch your money, you're in control of your money.
Yeah, that's heavy, man.
Not only that, just you had to file bankruptcy. It could have been worse. They could have sent them to prison.
Yeah, exactly. You seem like Wesley Snipes and certain people go to jail. You know what I mean?
A lot of folks went to jail. Joe went to jail. Wesley went to jail. A lot of people went to jail over taxes and accounts and stuff like that. So it's a blessing that he's still running around doing what he can do.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yep.
And
Maybe right.
that's heavy. What have you ever talked to like Dame or you know what I'm saying recently or?
Yeah. I spoke with him and Oschino, because it was one of them things that everybody felt like we needed to talk. And I was like, I don't have a problem with talking with people, but just a lack of communication. And I was trying to take care of other stuff with my family and everything too. So I was just out of communication with the guys up top. So that was really the big problem. And I was running around. I guess people was under the impression I was just doing what I had to do out here. And I had to buckle down, straighten my situations out, and I was ready to conversate. So we talked it out, and we got past.
That's heavy, because as fans, man, we definitely, especially like when it comes to you and Oschino, like it's like we understand that life happens, but it's like we so used to the brotherhood, between y'all two amongst the whole state property period. So it's a blessing that y'all did talk and pave it out.
Yeah, because it's one of them things, we added a different element to it. So to see us going through it like that, and then watching everybody else bust their moves, it's like, hey, man, but that's just a situation that got to happen, because if you don't, it just look bad for business. You know what I mean?
It do, man. Like I'm not gonna hold you. It hurt, bro. It really hurt from my era, and I know a lot of people see it to, whether it's like a state prop reunion or whatever, to not see like you and O on that joint, man. I pray that that it can happen and y'all deserve. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, y'all the prop together.
What's crazy about that, twin, it gotta happen, because I'm still surviving through a fan base. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They look like I'm just this guy running around like the young guy was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's not the case. But that's letting you know I still got a fan base out there, because that's who paid me. So at the end of the day, it'd be one of them things like, hey guys, that's not adding up. So it made sense for us. We still got more conversation to have and get some things. Let's see if we can do some business. Because when I went up and talked to the other guys out in New York, we was talking and chopping it up, and it was one of them things that just it's necessary.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I respect about like what happened. I believe Turk had ended up getting not Turk, god damn, yeah, bro. I think Turk, this is with the Cash Money tour or whatever. Like when they did it, I know that Wayne had stood up and Wayne was like, we can't do it unless it's all of us. I need BG, Turk, everybody to be a part of it. And I feel like as fans, we deserve that, man. You know what I mean? And on top of the fan base, y'all as a group, y'all all deserve that, man. Like you said, you know, bills got to get paid and all that. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all, the stuff y'all did so legendary and cemented. You know, we would love to see that.
Not only that, Twist, it can fix a lot of unnecessary problems. You understand where I'm coming from? Because the public is getting cheated, and not only that, we started together. We go to end this together. It's a thin line between it. It's like, hey, we homies and all that kind of stuff. We doing business. Even if you didn't want to be my homie, where the business at? So that emotion is, man, we got to get through it, because what are we really mad at each other? Ain't nobody knock you upside the head, nobody murder you. You know what I'm saying? When you know, I ain't taking from you. And if everybody talk about old past tense stuff that ain't really that ain't got nothing to do with business, actually stuff that we don't even involve in our business, then that kind of looks good. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing G about it. Nothing G about it.
Yeah, it do look weird, and on top of that, man, you know, at the end of the day, even when we saw like Dipset when they did their verses with the Locks, they might not have all been on the best terms, but they understood the business. You know what I mean? People loved it, even though their chemistry was off a little bit on the stage, but still, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Now, because it's one of them things where it's like, why we can't get it together? It look bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so when you see it, we got to sit down with the bosses and say, look, man, this is a problem. They got to get rectified. You see what I'm saying? Because it looks like all OGs ain't rocking right. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, man, how we letting that happen? Us as youngins, and we coming up and we made the moves. Like, damn, y'all. So it's the breadwinners right here. So now it's trying to leave somebody out. And look, come on, man, it don't look right, because I know I ain't got bad blood with nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a guy pulling in my community. So it's like I'm helping people. It's like any excuse that come up, it just like, all right, that's why I ain't say nothing. I'm like, all right, let's just see how this thing play out, because what's really going on?
That
Wait, you see how you reach me? I'm only you can reach me. I'm public, so it ain't like they can't find me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's how solid you are. You know, that to the point where, you know what I'm saying, I was able to reach out to you. You kept it thrilled the whole time and everything. And you know that's what how we always looked at y'all, you know what I'm saying, as far as the prop, but to see it kind of, you know, shift things up. But you know, at the end of the day, God's willing, everything can get paved out, but y'all deserve that. And you know, if any of the prop do come across this, man, we need that. Listen, tomorrow not promised, man. And like you said, stuff is really small, bro. You know what I mean? God forbid something happen today, tomorrow. You know what I mean? And you know, it just don't make no sense to me, man. But you know, but I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? OB snapping. You know what I mean?
I know. Listen, hey, I was off the internet, but the world, he was in the uproar, so everybody come to me, hey, Sparks, you know, I'm like, oh shit. I said, he had it again. I said, all right, look, so I reached out to him because me and him had a holler. So I'm like, look, man, dig this. This how I'm feeling too. You see what I'm saying? I just wasn't feeling that. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you dig me? I got other stuff I'm trying to take care of, and plus, I want to just show people that I understand what they like us for and all that kind of stuff, but we doing other stuff because the eyes on us all the time. You know what I'm saying? So let's just talk some business. Let's make some money. That's where I'm at with it. With the money, let's make some money.
Yeah. Y'all deserve that, man. And especially everything that happened with Rockefeller, like the breakup and stuff like that. But you know, the streets still love y'all. And I'm pretty sure like people even feel that way about even like with Dipset, you know what I mean? But you know, I mean, it is what it is. But I have a strong feeling that, you know, all it takes is a conversation. It would be nice if y'all can all get a chance to sit down together without people and people airs, you know what I mean? And
because I feel you 100%, because at the end of the day, me, I'm a type guy. All right, we see how they rolling. They gonna try to leave like this. We gonna get to it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's bad. It's like, all right, you know, I know the game, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a type guy like, just give me the platform. I've been telling y'all, just do this. And I'll show up. I actually show up. So that's all it's about. It's a meeting amongst us. Let's get it out of our system. You know what I'm saying? And let's move forward, because at the end of the day, if you're not saying that and you're suppressing these things, it's read wrong. It's coming out the wrong way, and then you never got through it. You never got over it. You never no closure on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
No closure.
nobody is getting a chance to accept the accountability or apologize, and to the point, damn, bro, I know you felt like that, but it was really like this. You know what I mean? It's painful to see. You know what I'm saying, from my era, just to see it fall out. But I don't want to dwell on it too long. But it's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it's the things we just gotta get done. You know what I'm saying? And it's more. I'm that's why when you get on the phone, I watch the joints, and it's like I see where you coming from, and you need more of that. That's why I got on the phone, because you are the public. You understand where I'm coming from? You felt it just like we did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. So they spoke. So even though I wasn't saying nothing, the people like, yo, that's out of order.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Y'all really birthed a whole generation of the city, man. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all literally are old heads, like talking to you. It's like, damn, I felt like I knew you my whole life, just because, you know what I'm saying, we grew up under that. You know what I mean? But I just gotta ask you, during the time when Rockefeller had split up, Hove took a section of artists. I'll let you get straight. My fault.
Charge the phone. I'm making sure we don't cut off.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead. Now, what you said?
Yeah. So now I want to take it to the time when Rockefeller had split up. I know I saw Bleak, and I think I heard Bean say that Bleak was trying to warn everybody, like, bro, it's about to get bad.
Yep. Nah, he definitely did. Bleak. People. Most of the people ain't want to believe it. And I'm like, nah, it can't be. But he definitely was on it. He warned us, but we didn't know it was that deep. We didn't know. You couldn't tell us those guys wasn't on seeing eye to eye. You couldn't have told us nothing like that.
Yeah, that it's crazy, man. So, like, let's say, for instance, like when y'all split up, like, how did that work out? Like, did y'all get new contracts, or did y'all remain in the contract that y'all was already in and just finished it out until that contract was over?
Well, first they had to resolve their contract, so the distribution wasn't there no more. So I came home and did my own independent album.
Okay.
Came out and started putting music out myself. I still kept in contact with Hov. I see him, give him the CD, let him know, what I'm saying. But I was hurt. I think he got the message that that shit affected us. So it wasn't nothing like we couldn't trip about. It was like, damn, we keep it pushing. We wasn't gonna show. I couldn't show my, I'm in the public. So you know what I'm saying, but I didn't want to be bitter. I had to take it. I had to roll. What's that called? I had to take the bitter with the sweet.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, after everything happened and all of that, like, was it any type of like other deals that might have been on the table from like other artists? Because you had like the 50 wave. I believe, like, Beans was supposed to even have messed with 50 at a point in time, but it never mapped out. Have you had like any offers that it was like that you got, but you probably didn't want to take it because you understood what was going on in the industry?
Yeah, I had a lot of offers. I had offers in Cali. I had offers in New York. I just ain't want to jump right in the bed with nobody. You know what I'm saying? It was like a comfort legacy. Like right now, we still rap live familiar. If you look at the history, it's like, all right, damn, it wasn't nobody ever across the line where we went somewhere and it wasn't resolved, and I snapped out, and then I got to live in it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, once you put it out there, it's out there. But it was a lot of deals on the table, but if I'd have took them, I don't know if I'd have been comfortable in them, or you know what I'm saying, or felt the same I felt over at Rockefeller.
Yeah, plus that happens a lot too. Like, we've seen artists that have been in the game for years, like even with ODB and everything getting re-signed, like sometimes it just don't hit the same. You know what I mean? It don't look right.
Because ODB, we know him from Wu-Tang. You looking for him to be around RZA, Jizz, and them. You looking for us to be that part. I totally get it too, especially us coming from the city. We paved the way. We put a lot of work in. So at the end of the day, it's like, damn, we can't erase that from history. And that's one thing it is. It's history. So when you see it, it's like one of them things going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold up, that's like a cold case in history. You know what I'm saying? It's like what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's a fact.
So that means we stronger together than apart.
That's a fact. That's
a fact. Because if you make that situation that way, then it's a scale. So if you tilt it this way and do that, then you that amount of people feel this type of way while you doing what you're doing.
Exactly. And you know, like I said, like we spoke about, even like the, you know, I come from an unbiased, you know what I'm saying, angle on my content, but I also speak it from the heart. You know what I mean? That's why, like, my everything I do, like, it's certain bloggers where they hit all certain celebrities. They talk about Diddy, they talk about this, that. It's the reason why, you know, I keep it from where I'm from, because, you know, it's really like important, like, to my generation, and it's like we losing it. It's like a disconnect now. Not the you know, talk about the youngins, but it's like kind of the music is like, everything is like a lot different, and I understand that everything grows and changes, but you know, sometimes I feel like personally, like sometimes we kind of losing our identity from Philly. Like it's hard to kind of separate where, like, if you from Philly and you was out Atlanta or something, they knew you was, you know what I'm saying? They knew you was from Philly from everything, from how the way you talk, the way you dress, your appearance. But now it's kind of hard to tell now. Like, damn.
I feel you 100%, man. Because you know, I get the evolution, but it still had to have structure. If we was a country, right? We was the Philadelphians, like we are, and we known for white tees, fitteds, levers, trees, Guess jean, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or slang. You know what I mean? Like you dig me, can't. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Even if we was from a different side, we can identify. We know that's them. They got it. We got our own situation. We knew the beard. You know what I'm saying? You knew the beard with the sooner. You know it's us. You know what I'm saying? We coming through with the low on, but when it starts shipping, it's like, well, that don't look like our town.
Yeah, everything switched all up, man. But you know, I just gotta about to get ready to close out, man, because I know your time is priceless, man. But is there anything that you want to leave to the people as far as like other things that you might have going on, period? What should people keep an eye out for?
Yeah, for sure. Check. I'll be writing. Check out for the Baby Boy the series. I'm writing my series. Definitely, y'all can register. Check. I got the Emilio. I got the Real Emilio Sparks Instagram. You can check out whatever I'm doing on there. I got the Emilio Sparks Foundation. You can check out what I'm doing on there. I got the Philadelphia. I got the Philadelphia Urban Film Festival on Instagram. You can check out what I'm doing on there. So you can find the websites and all that, and check for the music. But I'm be dropping some. I'm be dropping some new news. I don't want to tell y'all right now, but we gonna get it right, y'all. I know we in a crisis, but we gonna get it right. And Twiz, with that being said, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on the platform on the podcast, and I look forward to talking with you again, man.
I appreciate you for even pulling up, but I gotta ask you one thing, because you went through that kind of fast. I just want to get a clear understanding. You said you got the Baby Boy series coming out, so if you gonna be your character Baby Boy that you was on State Prop, is it a series straight about that, or?
Yeah, the series is who Baby Boy really was. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's going to click, and we was on our bus and I moved, but who was Baby Boy? And they got, so you get the storylines from, you know, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh man, I can't wait till you drop that, man. We need that. That's gonna be crazy right there. Damn.
Hey, look, hey, I'm your expertise. I'm gonna be in contact with.
For sure, Sparks. We locked in, man. Much love and respect, man. Keep pushing, bro. We rooting for you, man.
Appreciate you, man. You take it easy. Thanks for having me. I'll talk with you.
All right, Sparks.